Grand Rising. Rising Goddesses, we back. It's What the Fuck Wednesday. And Wednesday, we mean WINsday, where we win. It's May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month. So we have been talking mental health awareness the last few days. We've been getting our mental health awareness together. That's why we missed a week here. But we back to give y'all the what the fuck today. DJ Crazy Man, you can play us in whenever. Please share the room, warm everything the fuck up. We back with the guys and goddesses you love to hate and hate to love. Think High Crew, baby. What's up? What's up? Need us. I'm excited to. My mental health is up there. What's up, Nova? Our fearless leader on this here journey. I don't give a fuck if you don't want to be called that. We don't call you that. You the Christopher Columbus of this Think High cruise ship. Oh God, don't give me the mic when we start, bro. You might as well just start playing music because I'm gonna talk shit. It's the Think High crew, yeah. Yo, it's the Think High crew. What up? Yeah. It's the Think High crew, you know. It's the Think High crew, yeah.
Hello, hello.
Hello there.
How are you today?
Oh man, I'm feeling grand, bro. What about you?
I'm good. Shoot, I'm good.
Yes, sir. I see the market doing a little us. It's doing a little us today. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I got me in a little bit of good mood seeing that in my the savings account that I have to start for myself since there won't be a retirement fund for niggas like me when we get older.
Yeah, man. Shit. There might be something, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I feel you.
I doubt it.
It ain't gonna be nothing. That's why I got to do it myself. You know what I mean? Look
Yeah.
at you got to learn your financial literacy. You know what? I think we should definitely put that as a week's work discussion next month for men's mental health awareness. We are not financial experts, but we can definitely give you some. I guess you want to say information and knowledge that you could take and do with as you may or
We
please.
could
That
we
sounds
could
like something
definitely
Vontae would do.
we could definitely read shit to you.
Yeah. Fucking facts. But yeah, I'm glad to be here.
I think that's all anybody's doing anyway. Like all the way at the top,
You
the
think
people
so?
that come and tell us this, I think they're just reading what the AI
I
has
believe
told
you.
them to
I can
say.
believe you, bro. I believe it, bro. I mean,
Because
because
when I took that deep dive into like BlackRock and all those systems that they've got,
uh-huh.
like bro, the people that work for BlackRock that trade, like they just know how to read, and then they just repeat what copy
Right.
and paste type shit. It's
Basically
just
just translating data.
yeah, man, it's crazy. But yeah, let's get into it. It's fucking what the fuck Wednesday.
Hey, yes it is. And it's May the 15th. I do got some numerologies from Sybil over there at Secret Energy. Shout out to Seven Beaumont and those folks. But I like to start with a affirmation for your mental health. This goes for everybody here. Today you can repeat it or not repeat it, but I will let you know. I surrender to the present moment. Trusting it holds the power to transform my future. I surrender to the present moment, trusting it holds the power to transform my future. And we back, motherfucker. It's May 18th in this bitch. Or excuse me, May 15th. 18th is my son's birthday. That's coming up real soon. He'll be turning 4. Shout out to him, Kal-El. But today's the 15th, 2024. And in Enealogy, you'll break the 15 down to 6. So this is day number. We're going with the day number today. In numerology, the number 6 is ruled by Venus and the planet of love and beauty and harmony and shit like that, and butterflies and rainbows and candy. This influence brings the focus on relationships and aesthetics in the arts. People and events associated with this number often exhibit a strong sense of balance, charm, and desire for peace and comfort. Venus's energy encourages us to seek out beauty in our surroundings and to nurture our connections with others. If we're talking astrologically, the 1 5, the 15 falls under the sign of Taurus, which obviously we know that, but it also is ruled by Venus, though, which you may not have known. This double influence of Venus amplifies the themes of stability, sensuality, and the deep appreciation for the finer things in life. That's why I've been looking at my wife. I was about to tear her up today, but you know what I'm saying? I had a show to do, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was feeling myself, feeling real sexy today. Taurus is an earth sign. It's grounded to the ethereal qualities of Venus. In the practical, tangible experiences, this time is to indulge into the sensory pleasures, whether they're good food, beautiful music, physical comfort, a little bit of sexual healing. It's also a period to focus on financial stability and material insecurity. It's crazy because we should have a show about the linking of like sexual energies and the linking of it to material and financial stability. Um, that shit is crazy how there's a connection there, but that's a whole nother topic. In the realm of the tarot, though, the number 6 corresponds to the love cards. This card responds to or represents unity, harmony, the choices and the choices that come with it. It signifies the importance of relationships and decision making, and along with the love and partnerships in that realm of decision making. The Lover's card also highlights the need for balance, alignment between your inner values and your outer actions. So not only is it like a love for other people, but a love for your inner and outer self to be aligned. It encourages us to seek harmony within ourselves and also within the interaction of others. Now, if we're going to dive a little bit metaphysically, the number 6 associated is with the heart chakra. Obviously, we were talking about love and shit. You see how this pattern works, which governs love, compassion, emotion. Uh, Emotional balance. The chakra is the center of our ability to give and receive love, and its activation can lead to profound healing and deeper connections with others. So today is an excellent day to I guess you want to say for heart centered practices such as meditation, acts of kindness, and expressing gratitude. That's why we're here today talking about mental health. And it's crazy that it's mental health month too. But lastly, to not bore you too much with the numbers, historically the 15th, several significant events. May 15th, 1940, the first McDonald's restaurant opened in San Bernardino, California, making the beginning of a global fast food revolution. Damn, I didn't know that. McDonald's was started today off.
Was
And
it was that when the was that when the actual two brothers that started to open the first store, or was that when
yup,
the dude came and swindled
nah,
them?
I think it's I think it's when the brothers. That's the one in San Bernardino. Yeah, the ones in California.
Okay.
That was the brothers. Yup. And then also in 1957, Britain tested the first hydrogen bomb, which was a pivotal moment in nuclear arms. And on the
Tested there first or
yeah,
the first?
tested, I think their first. It's first. Yep, it Britain. It's
Oh,
first.
okay.
Excuse
Because
me.
I was
Yes.
like, ah, damn,
Yeah.
man. Everybody had the shit.
Right. And then
United States was the only one to up it and use
I
it.
know, right? They just fucking added a lot more bombs in one bomb. It's crazy how, if you really look at the atom bomb and how it's made, it's like a bomb on a bomb on a bomb on a bomb. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
by the way, speaking of that,
Mm.
one of the Nobel Peace Prize winners died yesterday. It was 92, and
Oh shit.
And we talked about all this.
Yeah, we did. We did.
That just goes along with that. If anybody didn't know what we're talking about, maybe you should look up what the hell Nobel Peace Prize
Well,
is and who started it and what
and
else they started.
yeah, and why every Nobel? Just look up why does every Nobel Peace Prize mean like a murderer?
Right. I didn't even look at this
Uh,
guy that just passed away, but I'm sure he was
yeah. Yeah.
had something going on.
I
Yeah,
know
it's
they
like
created.
you write a book or you do something and that's what they give you the award for, but in all reality,
Oh, I'm
you're
so
a fucking
sorry.
murderer on the
Yeah, I'm
back
sorry,
end.
no, if I don't mean to interrupt you and stuff like that with my laugh and shit. But it's just crazy how that shit is like, damn, like every Nobel Peace Prizeman either wrote a book about something, or like they had their hand in like killing
Some
so many
political
people in
shit.
the name of peace type shit. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Like Duke, the one dude, the first dude create is the creator of dynamite. So anyway, so then you just following a pattern from there. But also on today, 1928, the first appearance of Mickey Mouse in the cartoon Plain Crazy occurred, heralding the new era in animation and entertainment. God damn, today was the first day Mickey Mouse was aired, and it wasn't even on like he wasn't even the main character. It's a different show. It was called Plain Crazy was the name of the show.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's plain
That
crazy. That's plain crazy.
plain
Jeez.
bro, wait.
That's plain
Nah,
crazy.
they playing with us, right? You
Think
can't
about
make
that.
this shit
One of the
up, bro.
biggest cartoon characters ever started out as like a guest appearance and shit.
Bro, you can't make this shit up.
Wow.
Mickey Mouse, the first cartoon playing and in the appeared, made its first appearance of Mickey Mouse in the cartoon Playing Crazy occurred today in 1928. Man, now
So
you
when
can't
did
make it.
Mickey meet, or when did she meet
Minnie, when he meet
Minnie?
Minnie and shit, I have no
I mean,
idea,
I
man.
mean,
They
when did
just
Mickey meet Minnie? Yeah, my
I
bad.
think what it was that what they probably saw that episode did extremely well because of the character, and so that they just made that motherfucking main character and roll with it. But we all know who Walt Disney is, and if you don't, you
Hey,
should fuck around
you
and
know what
look
I
it up.
thought of? Not to get too into it because we got mental health to talk about today, but I was thinking like this: like, so why did they choose a mouse as Mickey?
Right.
And then you're like, well, damn. I mean, you look back at like what was going on during that time or whatever, bro. Mice were like one of the main things, and still are, but one of the main things that they did experiments on.
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
then you get to thinking like, so did they create a mouse that could talk?
Oh, man, it would not doubt. It would not. Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Put it like that. If I
Mm-mm.
read somewhere that they were doing that shit, because I've already. My wife sent me articles that I've been diving into. She said we should do an episode about is the fact that they're turning animals like mice and stuff into. They put a brain chip in the mice. Listen, they put the brain chip in the mouse's uh embryo type shit,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so like it was born. What up, Mup? It was born with the brain chip as its brain developed, and then they were able to remote control this mouse through a maze. You know what I mean? Ain't that
Yeah.
crazy? So like I don't
Yeah.
doubt it. That's all I'm saying. Like it wouldn't surprise me, put it like that. But
Mm-hmm.
in summary though, for May 15th today, with the etiology being the six, its energies will revolve around love, beauty, harmony. Also is influenced by Venus in the sign of Taurus, and it encourages us to seek a balance to our relationships and to appreciate the sensory pleasures of life. Um, so sometimes it's good to be on that side of things. You know what I'm saying? Even though some people might tell you not to, but there's a time and place for everything. Our elders always tell us. Um, Also, this is a day where the tarot and the heart chakras, metaphysical side is all focused around that love. Um, so yeah, so this is even if you reflect on historical events, you know what I mean? It's all one big fucking cycle. But here we are back for what the fuck Wednesday. Talk about mental health. It's Mental Health May, the month of May. And let me, as I get my notes pulled up, I do have some crazy facts that you may or may have not known about mental health. Did you know that? Uh, Hold on, where is it at? I'm sorry, I just had it. Oh, here it is. Okay. Did you know that 33% of the young adults ages 18 to 25 have experienced any, AMI. I'm just AMI means any mental illness. So there's a whole bunch of them. So just like 33% of young adults ages 18 to 25 experience any mental illnesses, while 28.1% of adults ages 26 to 49 experience any mental illness, and 15% of adults age 50 and older experience, any mental illness. Like that shit is fucking crazy.
Yeah, it
Fun
is.
fact.
I mean, it's
That's
crazy to
like a
think that,
third.
and then think about it. Like, so just real quick of what we was talking about yesterday.
Right,
Just think about how the mental or the not mental insane asylums used to
hmm
be,
right,
and they were just throwing people in there and then submerging them in bathtubs, putting them in straitjackets, giving them lobotomies, uh, shocking them with electricity,
right,
all kind of shit, bro. And that's a lot of people.
right. It
You
is.
know what I'm
So
saying? Like,
think about
holy
this though,
shit.
and then you break it down even more because I got a whole bunch of stats based on demographics too. So like we could really get into this, into the origin, obviously of it, and that's the reason why I got these demographics. These are from 2021. Waiting for more information, obviously to update, but 34.9% of adults who identify as two or more races experience any mental illness, while 26.6% of American Indian / Alaskan Native adults, and then 16% of Asians, and oh yeah, Asian adults experience a mental illness. So 35% of people who are mixed race have experienced a mental illness. That's fucking wild.
And then you kind of be like, well, I mean, how much of that is actually true, and then how
Right.
much of that is
What up, Dotted
leaving
Lines?
out a bunch of mixed race people?
Right, right. Like, is that
Because I
just
think
black
there's
and
way
white?
more
You know what I
mixed
mean?
race than we think.
Oh, obviously, right? That see, and that's
So
that's the
then that
crazy
means like
definition. Yeah.
the percentage of people
Hmm.
in that category is a lot bigger. Even though if it says 35% or whatever, just know that like,
Right.
so if you got, I mean, that's a lot of people,
It
man.
is. That's
So
a
that's
third
that's
of a population.
you know,
You know what I mean? That's a third of a population. These are just crazy facts that I wanted to shout out there as we were getting our notes together. Um, it says women are more likely to experience over men um, a mental illness,
I
any
got a
mental illness.
question.
What up?
Is it, do you think it's women are more likely to say something and or try to go get help for it and make it known than
Mm.
men, or do you think it's actually more women?
Well, it says, well, it's just overall view 27.2%, and then men 18.1%. So it's like not like real far off. You know what I mean? But they
Hmm.
say, out of mental illnesses, I guess, there are more women, I guess. And I guess you would say they would have the courage more or be encouraged more to go get the help more than a man. Cause you know how society is, you know what I mean? Like, especially the older generation, like we couldn't fucking go to our parents and say, I'm depressed. They would give us a whole lecture about all the shit we haven't experienced yet. And you know what I mean? Like if I went to
Bro,
my mom, like,
as a
Mom, I'm
kid,
depressed.
I
Right.
wouldn't even have known
Man.
what to like. I didn't even know about being depressed.
Absolutely. Agree with you on that,
I mean,
man.
I know that like my stomach kind of bubbly before school sometimes, you know what I mean? But
What up,
I
old
didn't
man?
call
Yeah.
that depression. I think that was just some anxiety or some shit, me
Yeah,
just being
yeah,
nervous about going to school.
yeah, yeah. No, I agree. And I don't remember it being like I remember being anxious about pop quizzes or asking
Or
if a
like right before a
girl.
game or some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah. Or asking because I played football when I was
Bro, I
younger.
can
So
remember
yeah,
throwing up on the sideline so many times
yeah. I can
before a
feel
game.
that.
People be like, "What is wrong with you, man?" I'm like, "I don't know." Coach would be like, "Bro, you better get some water in you."
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, bro. And nowadays, like my daughter came to me and was like, "Dad, what? I think I need a psychiatrist." And I'm like, "Excuse me?" And she's
Right.
like, "I think I need a psychiatrist." I'm like, "No, I don't mean to be rude or dismiss, what you feel, but you could sit down right here on this couch. and you could talk to me like I'm a fucking stranger right now, and I won't judge you for shit, and I'll look at it objectively, and I can help you with whatever issues that you have. And if you can't talk to your own fucking parents, bro, like what kind of society are we? You know what I mean? Like what
Yeah.
kind of fucking world are we really living in that your kid at 15 years old? Because I know when I was 15 years old, like it was just ball, school, girls, smoke a little weed. You know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? Like you said,
Yep.
depression was not like a thing for me. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it wasn't a thing that like, people talked about at school, talked about on the bus, talked about on the playground. Nobody was talking about that, man.
Nah,
Like,
nah.
well, and it's like, I don't know, maybe people embrace it more because maybe people used to be more embarrassed about it. But like I said,
Right.
I was never
But I remember, like, if we went to our parents, like, "Yo, mom, I'm depressed," she would be like, "Nigga, do you have bills to pay? Like, do you have a
right,
whole life to take care of? Like,
right,
depressed
yeah.
about what? Mistakes that you aren't gonna remember 25 years from now? Like, what the fuck are you depressed about? You know what I'm saying? Like, your mom would kind of put it
Hmm.
in perspective in a way where she would dog you, kind of like, damn, well, maybe I ain't depressed because
Well,
you're like,
damn.
well, shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of got it good if you really think about it. You know what I'm saying? But those were the reality checks that the older folks used to give that I feel like they don't give. I feel like if we're technically the new OGs, no, like we're probably the best example of OGs that you could find. You know what I'm saying? Because people like us our age aren't trying to give the game, they trying to sell it. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
you couldn't hop online and get this type of game for free from people. Old man says my mom would just say, "You all right? Everyone goes through this." Exactly. It's normal,
Right.
right? You know what I'm saying? This is normal to feel like this. You know what I mean? You'll get past it. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
I feel you, man. I don't think
Well,
that
hey,
happens too much.
I got top 10 um mental health issues in America. And
Okay.
so since we're talking about this, about like when we were kids, if we would have said depression, we would have got looked at crazy.
Right.
Let's find out how many when these disorders were stamped, when
Okay.
they were put in the books as a disorder.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. Maybe you want to Google it, or I can Google it
No,
as we
it
go
don't
through.
matter. Um.
Okay, so the first one's anxiety disorders.
Okay.
I feel like this is probably the most common.
Okay.
This is probably, I think, and I'm not no expert. I've just dealt with shit. I've lived life, right?
Right.
So, but I think that most people probably go through anxiety more than anything, and some people don't even know they are. And
Yeah.
anxiety can also make you feel depressed because anxiety can make you feel like you're kind of just like cornered, or
Yeah.
you don't really got no go to go out
Yeah.
and get it in life, or whatever. So that
and,
could cause
and they
some
broke
depression.
and they broke down, anxiety, being a fear of the future, and depression being a fear of the past. Like
Right. And
yeah,
so they say they include OCD, panic attacks, and phobias in with
yeah,
anxiety disorders.
yeah, because
So
it's
you
the
can have a phobia of the future.
yep. Yep,
You
and
know what I'm
phobias
saying?
is being scared. A lot of times it's like, yo, where we going? Oh, we going to a theme park. Oh shit, I got a phobia of roller coasters. So like you won't even fucking go, because you're so anxious about seeing roller
Right.
coasters. You don't
And
want to see
then
roller coasters.
if you don't go to that, or if you don't go to something else, that anxiety or phobia or panic attack or even OCD keeps you from going to, then
Hmm.
you miss out on a whole bunch. You
Yeah, you
miss out
do.
on the experience. You miss out on the people that you would meet. You
Yeah.
miss out on whatever it is. You just miss out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I think that's a pretty, But anyway, let's just run through them real quick. So
Yeah,
bipolar disorder.
that's number
Uh,
two. Okay.
yeah, and that's it's classifies that as a mood disorder causing extreme highs and lows. I think we're all pretty familiar with that.
Hmm.
Number three would be depression. You know, uh, I mean, I think everybody knows what depression is, but it's a mood disorder that can affect a person's mood, thinking, and behavior, kind of
Hmm.
like anxiety.
Yeah.
Dissociative disorders. So that's just a
What up, GP
disconnection
man?
of thoughts, identity, consciousness, and memory.
I just to just add on to that, disassociative disorders. I think that there's a lot of people who suffer from this who don't know that they suffer from this.
Hmm.
because I think, and I think it's due to a lot, like a lot of people who spend a lot of time on social medias and stuff. They've disconnected. They have a disconnection. You know what I mean, between what's
Right.
really their thought and what somebody else's thought that's been programmed into their head. So yeah, I
Hmm.
think that's something that I just wanted to add to that.
Well, and then also, like, if you think about it, like any of these 10 things that we're talking about real quick could cause that
yeah,
dissociative disorder, because if you're
yeah,
just basically checking out, so if you're
yeah,
dealing with PTSD or if you're dealing with anxiety and it pushes you too far, you just kind of check out if you can, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
But number
for
5
sure.
would be ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
I definitely got that shit.
Right. um,
I mean,
Post-traumatic stress, PTSD.
mhm,
I think that's a newer one, honestly.
it
um,
is.
I'm not saying it's, super
Well,
super super
well,
new,
we
but I
knew
think it's
about it when when people came. They I think that became popular after
Afghanistan.
or the First World War. I think they it was I think it got popular though. Yeah, after Afghanistan. I think it started though back in after war type shit. And I think
Right.
cops too. Like I think it was more like a thing that you would hear for like cops and shit
First
like that.
responders, cops,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. But like you didn't really understand that even people in the hood, like, people who seen people shot or killed or murdered or you know what I mean, like seen crazy shit that go
or
down.
like
I don't think that was
somebody in a
really
abusive relationship.
yeah, yeah, that too. I don't think that was classified as PTSD until recently. I agree with that.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
either.
that's how yeah, because I don't think
uh,
it wasn't really a thing, you know what I mean? It was more for those, like a really traumatic events. You know what
right
I'm
now,
saying?
when you hear PTSD, your brain can only, you can't even help it, your brain goes straight
What up, G
to
Con?
somebody in the military.
Yeah, it does.
You know
It
what I mean?
does. It does.
But 7 would be schizophrenia. I think we've all heard of that. A mental disorder affecting the ability to think clearly, control emotions, make decisions, and relate to others. So if you think about it, all these are very similar. It's just like
They are.
different words. Number 8, obsessive compulsive disorder,
OCD.
or OCD. A mental disorder causing repetitive, unwanted, intrusive thoughts and irrational, excessive urges to perform certain behaviors.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I believe a lot of people deal with that don't even ever
Yeah, it's
get
normal to them.
diagnosed, quote unquote. You know what I
Yeah, it's
mean?
just normal to them. My wife counts everything, and she doesn't understand why if it doesn't bother her, but
Right.
everything she counts everything, and I'm like, bro, why do you count everything? Like she's like, I just have to. Like if we're
I
going to,
think I think the OCD and just anxiety are pretty fucking similar,
it is.
honestly. If you,
I think like
unwanted,
normally if
intrusive
you,
thoughts,
yeah, yeah.
that's anxiety right there.
Well, it causes
Irrational,
that will
excessive
cause
urges.
anxiety. You know what I mean? Like so,
Right,
like your OCD will cause you to be anxious about shit. Yep. I mean, yeah, I think they're
right.
linked. If you got one, you normally have more than one.
Mm. Eating disorders. That's why I'm thinking, like, when were these things kind of like made an actual thing, and
Right.
when did they start prescribing certain medications for them, and creating certain medications for
Hmm.
certain classifications? Because at the end of the day, I think it's all just kind of like some shit that you're either thinking about too much and it kind of
Right.
drives you into overload, and
And
then it's stuff that you can't really control either. I think
right.
that that's a big part
No,
of it.
I can agree with that, bro. I can
Number
definitely
9,
agree with that.
eating disorders.
Hmm.
It says a preoccupation with food and wealth, sorry, weight. So, it's crazy, because if you look back in history, at certain times in history, for someone to be overweight was like
Yeah.
a,
Health concern.
well, not just that, no, but like a upper class.
Oh,
Like,
oh yeah. If you're
look at the
going that far
paintings and
back, if you're
stuff of the
going
women
further
that were
back,
overweight and the men overweight.
yeah. It meant
It,
you could
it
think.
showed that you had money,
Yep.
basically. I think, you know what I
Yep.
mean, like
Yeah.
a certain
Exactly.
status.
Yes,
And
sir.
number 10, addiction and substance abuse.
That's crazy.
Yeah, classified as mental health disorders and often accompanied by other
Wait,
disorders such as depression,
wait.
anxiety, bipolar disorder.
So, and we know that just recently happened. as well in our lifetime, the addiction to substance abuse. Because back in my day, when you were a crackhead, you got locked up.
Right.
Now, when you're a crackhead, it's a mental disorder and substance abuse. I don't know if I quite agree with the information. You know what I mean? That addiction and substance abuse is completely is a complete medical or
Well,
mental
think about it
disorder,
like this, maybe.
mental illness.
What
I
if
don't know if I
what
believe that.
if the mental disorder drives you crazy to the point to where you want to check out, and you do that with crack?
Right. True. I mean,
So the mental disorder could actually cause a physical debilitation or addiction, and
right.
that could be psychotic addiction, fucking
Right,
mental,
but most of
whatever you
these
want to say,
drugs
bro.
that they get, right, to help their mental, they get from the government. You
Oh
know what I
yeah,
mean? So it's like if they're
exactly.
addicted to anything, it's something should be more to it'd be probably prescription. You know what I'm saying? Some kind of prescription
But I'm
that
just saying,
needs
somebody that doesn't even ever know about going to a doctor or anything like that. I
right.
think that people that have anxiety, depression, OCD,
Uh-huh.
bipolar, whatever it is,
Right.
I think that maybe they self medicate
Right.
with
A drug.
pain pills,
Right.
coke, heroin, fucking alcohol, like a motherfucker, all the things. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then
And
that maybe is the reason why
leads
they get
right
addicted to the
to I
substance.
mean, I can agree with that. I guess you would say it's circumstantial, but I don't know if I would, it's like that door we talked about, opening that door and close, that door, it's like it leaves it open to be like, you know what I'm saying? Because remember, like they was locking crackheads up, but you know what I mean, as soon as like rich, wealthy people started getting busted with heroin or started fucking getting addicted to heroin and started fucking ended up fucking up lives and making horrible decisions and all this other bullshit. You know what I mean? That's when it became a mental illness. It was an addiction. You know what I'm saying? It was an
Right,
addiction problem. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden now it's a mental health thing. You know what I mean? And
right.
if that's the fucking case, right? If you're gonna open that door, right? Then anything, you know what I mean? Being addicted to sugar, being addicted to anything, bro, like
Oh,
caffeine,
100%.
cigarettes, all of that shit has to be, you know what I mean? Like you have to
Yep.
all of it, you know what I mean? Or none of it, you know what I mean? Like and GP Man said, I don't know the key to happiness, but I never been sad at a Mexican restaurant. Hey, if you feeling
Right.
depressed, go to a Mexican restaurant. I feel that, GP Man. But no,
Yeah,
though,
man.
those were the top 10 mental illnesses in America. Um, and
And
yeah, I don't
maybe
know.
another date we'll figure out like how that compares to the rest of the world.
Yeah, that'll be a
You know what I
good
mean? That's America. Let's see what it is in another place. We'll talk about that another day.
find out what it would look like for someone else across the
Yeah.
country.
I mean, like I'm not trying to like throw like a big excuse in there, but I just know that like the majority of people that I know, and I know a lot of people that's actually overdosed and died,
Right.
but the majority of people that I know that are
Thanks, GP
addicted to
man.
something, they did it because they got addicted because they weren't happy,
Right.
or they got addicted because they had some type of surgery or injury,
Right.
and the doctor was just so nice. He just prescribed a lot of stuff. You know what I
Right.
mean? And they
Right.
get addicted to like that.
So
But
check this. Check this. The suicide rate in the United States has increased by 35% since 1999 with 47,000 over 47,000 suicides occurring in 2019 alone. Now, this information comes from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Does that make sense? Should that come from them? Is that who checks that?
I mean,
The CDC?
I guess.
That's kind of weird to me. I don't know, man, because we know what the CDC be up to, right? You feel
I
what I'm
guess
saying?
if they're monitoring mental health disorder and they're calling out a disease, then I guess they do. But
Huh.
I mean,
I was just an interesting something because you said you were talking about you know people who committed suicide, and I'm
hmm
like, and since 1999 it's been up by 35%. The number one killer of men under age 40 is suicide. That shit is crazy.
bro, in the fucking like
GP man.
in the early 2000s, man, and mid 2000s, whatever. Like, I know so many people that got addicted to OxyContin and other types of pain shit
Right.
that I mean, I'm not even lying, bro. I can't even count on my hands nor toes, fingers or toes, the amount of people that I know personally.
Right.
That's just not even the amount of people that other
It's
people that I
crazy,
know
bro.
know.
Right.
It's fucking crazy.
I know
Um,
I know of a couple, but I'm sure that there's probably more that I do know, but the truth, isn't out. You know what I
right,
mean? Like, you think that somebody might have died on an accident or it was an accident, but it
right.
was probably a suicide or something.
Not too long ago, man, a guy that I know, he was found on a bench by Georgia Tech downtown Atlanta, slumped
Damn,
over, overdosed on heroin.
damn. That
And
shit's
it's like
crazy, man.
this dude was he was the guy at one time.
Yeah.
But he was like the dude, you know what I mean? He was
Yeah.
cool. He was
High school, he was
wow.
the man, homie. Yeah,
Yep.
man. It be like that, bro. Check this, right? And this is just crazy shit, because we want to kind of build a series, a base, I guess, a foundation of valid information, of facts. That way, when we go into the origins and we dive in deep, you can understand better. But check this. I didn't know this as well. The United States only spends about 5% of its healthcare budget on mental health, despite illnesses accounting for about 20% of all healthcare spending. And that comes from the National Institute of Mental Health.
Hmm.
So I'll say the United States spends only 5% of its healthcare budget on mental health,
That's
despite mental
fucking
health
pathetic.
illnesses accounting for 20% of all healthcare spending.
Yeah. Well, here's the interesting one for you right here.
What up?
And we could put this in, we could probably find out what the gender thing on this is also. 68.6% of adults who identified as two or more races receive mental health treatment.
Dang. So,
So if you identify as two different races, you're probably going to get told you
wait.
need some help, mental health treatment. But if you identify as a cat or a woman or a
Oh
man
my
and you're not,
gosh. Then
then
you're
it's
not.
totally okay. See, something's going on here, people. Because it's just as to
Right,
me, it's just as crazy for
right,
me to identify as a Indian woman as it
right,
is for somebody to identify as a cat.
right.
Now, what's the difference there? You just got to take out woman. You could identify. So you can. You're telling me you can identify as a woman all day long, but if you identify as a Indian woman, whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah,
sir, you're not Indian. You could
yeah.
be a woman, but you're not Indian, so you're going to get some mental health for that.
GP man, you need to be checked into a hospital if you think you half man, half. I'm just playing. You know what I'm saying? He said I'm half man, half horse. The motherfucker's a centaur.
Right?
Oh my god. So check this though. Like, I mean, and this is just we're bringing awareness. We're following the trend, man, because we see it, man, and we we can't. We're here to be vulnerable and open up and say, I think it's okay for us to be a little bit crazy. I don't think that you are sane unless you can be insane, if that makes sense, because this is a duality that we live in, right? So I think that your sanity comes with the ability to be insane as well. You know what I mean? And I want y'all to hear this though. 70% of the youth juvenile detention facilities have mental health conditions, but only 20% of them receive treatment. That's from the National Centers for Mental Health and Juvenile Justice. 70% of these juveniles, of our kids that go to these detention centers, have something wrong with them, and only 20% of that 70% get help. We know
Hmm.
somebody personally who's dealing with some shit like that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And because the right help wasn't given, you know what I mean? Because we classify it as just these motherfuckers being delinquent as teens, but they really got a fucking disorder. They could possibly have a mental problem, a mental disorder. And then if you really look at what's causing that, look at the music, look at the fucking TV screen, look at who's considered to be idols and cool, and who's considered not to be. You know what I mean? Like we have to understand how much of an influence this impact and this shit has been on us. You know what I mean? Like the fact that we allow so much shit into our
Exactly.
children's brains, bro. That shit is that's a stat that just
Well,
hurt my heart, you know?
think about this, man. Think about being a little girl growing up, and just because of society, your idol being somebody like Kim Kardashian,
Yeah.
and people tell you should look like her.
Yep.
Like, that's not even fucking possible for a
Mm-mm.
grown woman to look like her, because you got to go through all these surgeries first.
Old man
So,
had a good question. He said, "When we reach a point when everything is because of a mental issue, aren't we just giving excuses to act crazy?" And that's where it is unbalanced in, because we are giving people excuses to act
right.
crazy when we have our juveniles that might actually be crazy. You know what I mean? Like they don't even get help, but not saying that they are, because I'm a firm believer in, you should punishment for your actions. There's consequences to your actions. You know what I mean? But then,
Yeah.
because but we always ask ourselves, right? What the fuck was a motherfucker thinking to go into a school and shoot that motherfucker up?
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? They couldn't be. They, I mean, like maybe they are sane, but maybe they're not. But like the average, the normal person would never go into a church or a fucking school and shoot that shit up.
Yeah.
There's got to be something wrong mentally. And I think that the accountability comes down to the parents and a lot of the times the government. He said, if everyone's crazy, who's crazy? I think we all, I think that's what I'm saying. I think it's a duality. I think you don't have your sanity without a little bit of crazy. You tell me you ain't a little bit crazy, old man? All of us is a little bit crazy. We all got something, you know what I mean, that can classify us technically as a little bit crazy. I don't think that you have one without the other, That's what I was saying. He said me. you know, uh, but it's just wild to hear that though these statistics, you know what I mean? They're saying, well, and I can agree with it because I think there are some kind of disorders and there's some kind of, thing that I think our mental is being toyed with on purpose. You know what I mean? Like I'm a firm believer. Call me a conspiracy theory, put a tin hat on my motherfucking head, but I think mental health is purposely ignored. You know what I mean? Like I think it's mental. I really do.
Well,
G,
okay, so think about this. Like, all right, so who is the main consumer of all drugs? People with
mm,
mental health disorders.
yeah.
So why in the fuck would a pharmaceutical company and a CIA drug deal company, you know what I mean? Like, why would
Yeah.
they want
Yeah. I can
people
agree
that
with
are
that.
sane enough to not
Yeah.
want to do drugs?
Yeah.
Why would they want a society happy enough to where
Right.
they don't feel like, you know what, man, fuck this, I'm getting fucked up
Right.
tonight.
Right. You right, bro. I mean, like, why would you like you all right, let's take
It's
a
just
testament,
so
right?
like ass backwards, bro. Like, I
Just
mean, I
think about
just,
little shit, bro. Think about this, right? In Italy, the kids are allowed to have wine. They have wine on, you know what I mean, at breakfast, lunch, and dinner for each meal type shit, right? There are less alcoholism. There's less um alcoholic deaths, less people becoming alcoholic. Now I know wine is a completely different, you know what I'm saying, substance, okay? And we're talking compared to all the other alcohols, that is. So I'm not gonna but I'm just saying, just as an example, like because that is like in their culture, you don't see the substance abuse if we're gonna consider it a mental illness, okay? You don't see
right.
that. How come you don't see that in them, but you see it over here? You know what I mean? Like that's just a question, you know what I mean, that I think people should think about, and it goes along with what you were just saying. But
Well,
yeah,
I
go ahead.
think also, like you said earlier too, like, so what is the music like in
Yeah,
Italy?
that too.
what are the, like, do
Yeah,
you include,
I think it's a lot into it. Yeah,
right, like, do you include drugs and alcohol in your messaging to the younger people of
right.
in the music that they're listening to?
I think
If
that's
so, then you're probably going to be 12, 13 years old
see.
and you just can't wait.
What if you told the youth, like, hey, did you know that Future actually doesn't do that many drugs, and
Right.
that he was actually though cut a check with the pharmaceutical company to rap about perks? Like it was his job. Like it was like, hey, we're gonna drop you about 75 bands in your bank account. You just Percocet, Molly Percocet, make a song about perks for us or something. And he's like, oh yeah, sure, I got you. You know what I mean? Like
No.
this is his job, is to write music and make hits, right? You know what I'm saying? And somebody drops a check for him to do that. Like if somebody knew that, then they probably wouldn't be as popular, because we already know that's been a pandemic for a long time. But until it hit that community of wealthy people, that's when it became, a mental disorder. You see what I mean? Because they were locking up politicians' sons, you know what I'm saying? Congresswomen's daughters was getting locked up for fucking, you know what I mean, fucking around with perks and shit like that,
Oh yeah.
illegally. So then like they had to do something, because it's like, all right, well, we want you to arrest everybody else, but you're arresting the wrong motherfuckers right now. You know what I'm saying? So now
Hmm.
they turn it into drug addiction to a mental problem. But then who caused that problem in the first place? You know what I mean? Like who caused the mental, for them to be like, oh, to look at that this drug use as being okay? Because I've had a
Yep.
motherfucker look me dead in my face, drinking a Coca-Cola, smoking a Newport, talking about I need to quit smoking weed.
Right. Well, you know what? Like we could talk about the street level of if, how it gets to people and how it affects, but also you think about this: somebody that works for just a drug rep that
Yeah.
sells drugs for a pharmaceutical company, a drug company, right? And they go to the doctor and they
Hmm.
say, "Hey, we want you to try this new that we've got
Right.
on your patients." And
Right.
then once they try it and they say, yeah, yeah, they came back, they liked it, blah, 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 I'll continue to prescribe that to them. Then they hit the doctor with, okay, well, just want to let just put it out there. If you
Uh-huh.
sell a certain amount, then you get a bonus.
Bonus.
And
Cha-ching.
then the doctor is he's
Almost
like,
obligated.
yeah, he's like, well, huh?
Cause that's how he
What?
put food on. That's how he buy his wife the expensive tennis bracelets and shit. You know what I'm saying?
And so then from there, then you get people that know how to play the game
Hmm.
and they go to that doctor's office and they get prescribed something, but actually they were sent there from a dope dealer.
Yep.
And so the dope dealer's got 25 or 30 people going to all the pain pill clinics they can to get all the pain pills. They bring them back. Then they're really on the street. But the
But you
same
don't think,
people that would have gotten the prescriptions, those types are the same people
bro?
that's
There's
taking the shit.
there's whole discords and telegrams with nothing but people who collect they dead grandmama's script.
Yeah, man, it's
You know what
crazy,
I'm
bro.
saying? Like it's wild. It's nuts. I'm just to be honest, the underbelly of it is quite horrific, and we
Yeah,
all know why it's there. A GP man says culture is the biggest effect on modern humans, and I can agree. Like people don't think that the culture might not have any effect on your mental health or your mental awareness or mental health awareness all the fucking together. If you want to put it all together, people wouldn't think that music would have effect on that. People wouldn't think that, oh, it's just what were they saying just about this Kendrick and Lamar and Drake shit? Oh, this is just it's entertainment. It's entertainment. You know what I mean? Like
right.
nobody was thinking about how this is really a cultural war, and
Hmm.
that it was literally, you know what I'm saying, a Jewish boy versus a Semitic boy. But we ain't even going, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the whole different, tip of the iceberg type shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, culture definitely has the biggest effect on modern humans. All at the same time, it's a big influence upon our mental health and our awareness of what's going on with our mental health. Hey, what up, Tick?
Yeah, I think I think that if you gave the proper education to people, then there would be a big portion of people that would say, you know what? I don't need that Oxycontin.
Right.
Like, I understand that what you're telling me, doc, but like,
right?
Prescribe me
Or
something. Prescribe me something lower.
more natural. Let me get something more natural. Like, can I get some
Yep.
topical with some, you know what I mean, or something? Can I
And
get
then
something more natural? Yeah.
when the person comes back in the doctor's office 6 months later and they're asking for
Oh yeah,
more,
yeah.
higher dose, and the doctor
Mm-hmm.
looks at them and knows they're addicted now.
Yep.
And instead of just saying no,
Mm-hmm.
they prescribe them a bigger portion,
Yep.
bigger script, bigger
Let me say.
milligram,
Let me say
whatever
two
the fuck it
things.
is.
I got a comment on that. I got it because I went to one time. My wife, she sprained a muscle like in her back. Right. I don't know what the fuck she did, but she could barely move. She was in tears. We go to the doctor, bro, and they would not prescribe her any pain meds until she peed in a cup. Because they thought she was addicted to fucking pain meds. But
Oh
like we
yeah,
but like we don't even fucking go to the fucking doctor.
but
But
that's just
Auntie T,
how it is out there
yeah,
now.
it's
It's
fucking
crazy, bro.
wild, bro. And then I wanted to add that it's this is how nuts it has gotten. So even if you can find an alternate solution to whatever your mental health issue may be, right? They won't let you do it. You know what I mean? So like if, for example, we were selling ayahuasca, not ayahuasca, ashwagandha. Sorry,
Yeah, I was like,
ashwagandha.
what?
What?
Were we? I don't know. Damn, were
I ain't
we?
know.
Shit.
I ain't know you had some damn ayahuasca, niggas. No, excuse me. Ashwagandha, some Shayla Jit and maca, like all natural type shits, right? All shits that could help, especially men's mental health, right? Okay.
Oh, but we were also selling CBD gummies and
Yes.
salve and all kind of other stuff.
Yes.
They
Great,
cut
great,
that
great.
out too. Like, what?
Great, and we in our proprietorship, the recipe for our fucking our gummies was to help your mental health, nigga. Like we
Exactly.
literally had gummies to help like anxiety and depression and shit. Like it would help ease that. So they won't let you sell something like that or even seek out. If you were to seek out the an organic method for this type of shit, you would be classified as selling or they call them, what do they call them bitches, bro? It's a word they call them for
It started with an
nutritionals.
N,
you,
nutritionals or some shit
you're
like
selling,
that.
you
You're
can't
not allowed to sell nutritionals. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa,
yeah,
whoa.
but there's
Yeah,
no, what
y'all
up
are
DJ
fucking
Sam?
protecting some
But there's
people.
no license that that we could get to let us
Nah.
sell to, you know what I mean? Like, so Amazon could sell it right now. You can get on Amazon and you can get some ashwagandha and some Shea Legit and some maca, right? But
And
we
you can buy CBD products on there
right, but
too.
we can't sell it to you.
No. And if we do, then we don't even ever get the money. Like the
Nope.
payment processor won't even fuck with it. Like it's so at the top. Like it's not like maybe you can get away with it, maybe not. Oh no,
Mm-mm.
not how it is now. Through our
And
like
we're
if you go on
big
our
on,
website and try to buy something, bro, if
yeah.
that thing is not registered how it should be, it's over with.
Yes, sir. And it's wild because self-helping, you know what I mean, is a double-edged sword. And we talked about this last episode when it comes to mental health, about the self-helping and seeking medical help. They want you to seek the medical help. And if a lot of people are self-helping, which also, like I said, has caused people to sue their parents for birthing them without their permission. That's how far that self-help type of shit goes, you know what I'm saying? Even as far as to, allowing your son to pretend to be a cat and then wanting the school to put litter boxes in the
You there?
restroom for them. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, and allowing and wanting the school to put litter boxes in the restroom for them. So
Mhm.
like that's how far that self-help shit goes, because that's them just self-affirming everything. They're not even trying to, you know what I'm saying, correct anything about it. You know what I mean? So that's how far self-help can go, because the parents and the individuals are uh are given the participation trophy for shit for some reason. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's that generation where it's like we just affirm, like they just, everything was affirmed, like, and I don't do that with my kids, but for some reason I see a lot of parents, like we were that generation where it was like they looked at us crazy for whooping our kids.
Yeah.
But look at these kids now. And then to hear
Hmm.
that 70% of the juvenile detention facilities have 70% of the youth in them have mental health issues. But not, like I said, not taking away their accountability for their actions. You know what I mean? But just trying to understand that when it comes to youth, it's normally the result of bad parenting.
Right. or just like you could say bad, you could just say fucking absent too.
Absent.
Like
Um,
as a kid, if you're
yeah,
trying to develop properly your mental health, your physical health,
yes.
so that means you got to eat the right food to be able to get the physical and the mental health from the food in general, but it's
Mm-hmm.
also your surroundings.
Yeah.
And so, like, when you wake up in the morning as a kid, because I know, like, you wake up in the morning, you fix your own breakfast, and you get your ass on the bus by yourself, and then
Mm-hmm.
you go to school, and you come home, and you get home, and nobody's there.
Right.
Like, that's a
Right.
whole different ballgame, bro. Because
It
every day
is.
it's like that. And some people, thankfully, I was able to just like do my thing, but
Yeah.
some people stray the fuck off, bro.
Oh yeah. I think it definitely causes a lot of issues that, we're addressing with our youth today.
Right.
Um,
And I mean, I would definitely consider that like
right.
a form of abuse. So, not
Yeah.
saying I don't think that, but just
No.
somebody being absent, like, then the kid is like probably not eating that good of food,
Mm-hmm.
probably in some weird environments at home or whatever.
Hey, but guess what? Guess what? The parents aren't safe either, bro. Because
No.
according to the World Health Organization, according to WHO's punk ass, and we all know about WHO, right? It's crazy how they'll tell us some information like this, but then they'll also lie massively to the whole world about some other shit. Anyways, WHO mental health conditions are the leading cause of absenteeism in the workplace,
I
accounting for
was just about
60.
to say, so,
Yeah,
just because
the
that
kids,
parent
right?
is absent,
Right.
why are they absent though?
They at work. And then but then when they call off, it's 62% of the absenteeism from the workplace has to do with a mental health condition.
There
So
you go again.
62% of the people who call off of work or don't go to work or flipping jobs is due to the mental, like, so is the job causing the depression? Is the
It
is
could
the
just
you know
be
what I'm saying? Or
everything,
yeah, bro, it has to
you
be
know.
everything. You know what I mean? It's a combination of, but I'm just saying, like, if when people call off of work, right? Maybe it's a job you might even like, but when people call off of work, 62% of the time is because of a mental health condition that they're aware of or not aware
And then that that person that already has issues mentally,
of. Mm-hmm.
they have to keep a whole life together, like you were talking about earlier, and they
Right.
have to raise a kid or
Yeah.
multiple kids.
Yes. And
And then if there's not two parents in the home, then
right.
that's even
Even
that's
harder.
even
But
worse.
see, and what sucks even about that is that we have the information and the knowledge to make a change because we've already proven that a 4 day work week in a shorter, not an 8 hour day, but maybe like a 4 to 6 hour day, would significantly improve. You know what I mean? The lives of everybody working, and it will actually make more productive work. They've actually done these experiments with businesses. There's whole businesses where there's one dude, he made $4 million, right? And he was like, well, you know what? I made my first million. I'm gonna keep this million for me. He's like, and I'm gonna give the rest of 3 million. I'm gonna disperse it amongst my employees, and I'm gonna take their work week. Cause since we were so productive, we're gonna take our work week down to 4 days a week, not five, and we're gonna pay for this and pay for that. And they did all of this shit for these people, and these people were so fucking happy that if that business was the world economy, it would have been like the 50s again or some shit where how the economy was booming. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
how good their company was doing. And it's sad that they took a notice to the mental health of the people and just did the right thing. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even
Hmm.
really, you know what I'm saying? It's not like it was a difficult task. It was just not being greedy. It's like I made my first milli. Like, that's cool. Like, I'm straight for the next year. You know what I'm saying? Let me hook everybody else up. And then, you know what I mean, that relieved their mental health stress about having a 9 to 5 job. And then gave them an extra day off a week. Get the fuck out of here. Like, they saw they were having people were having babies. You know what I mean? Like, if they compared the economy of his business to the world economy, and he was smashing the whole fucking world.
Right.
Just one company, if we scaled it. So that's the beauty, that's the double-edged sword of some shit like that. You know what I mean? And that's what's crazy is that, you got 60% of people. I mean, 60% of the call-offs are because of a mental health thing. But if we were to take it down to 1 day a week and let people have a self-care day, or you took it down to this, or if you paid to make sure that they had the mental health insurance, or you know what I mean, that they could pay for it. Because you remember how we stated that stat yesterday, is that most people feel like it's a luxury, and only twenty
Right.
percent of the people with a mental illness can actually afford the treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, bro,
I
we
mean,
live in a
because you got to pay for like mental health. Like a psychiatrist is not cheap.
at
You know
all,
what I
bro.
mean? You got to pay for the visit, you got to pay for the medicine, and then you got to pay for everything else in life.
Yep.
And um, and then I'm pretty sure a lot of insurances don't even cover shit like that, bro.
Bro, and then right,
I mean,
listen,
this is
this
just like
this
a
is the
bad
backfire.
situation.
It is. This is the backfire of not taking care of this. The economic burden of the mental health conditions has estimated to be to cost us annually $200 billion in the United States.
Fuck yeah, a lot of
That's the
people end
National
up,
Institute of Mental
no
Health.
offense, but a lot of people end up that don't have a unit to help them. They end up
Right.
on the street, they end up
Yes.
on disability,
Yes.
they end up in a jail.
Yes, we're paying for we're paying for not taking care, or a great example, right? We're paying for not taking care of our veterans. That's
Hmm.
we're suffering big time. You see what I'm saying? $200 billion. Do you know what that could be used for? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think y'all
Yeah.
get how much $200 billion is, guys. Like, we've sent all of this money across seas and shit like that. But think about if we could just save this $200 billion, or at least save us $100 billion by making sure we put $100 billion into the mental health care system, and actually doing something, though, not just covering up the symptoms with medication.
Right, or
Actually
not just
giving.
opening an insane asylum and taking the
Right.
craziest of the crazy and throwing them in there
Yes.
and doing lobotomies on them and shit.
In a perfect society, I guess I'm saying.
I can't believe you're right. I can't believe the last lobotomy was in 1967. That's
Bro, that's
just
why I said, though, mental
mind
health
blowing.
is new. This is new. This is like, it's still new. Like, they don't, it's not a focus. You know what I mean? Like we talked about, out of all healthcare, it only counts for 5% of the spending that our government spends on. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like,
Well,
it's
just like you were
crazy.
saying with like drug use, right? So when the drug use turned from one inner city
Ooh,
area and spread out, then people
right.
had to address it.
Had to
So
address
when
it.
mental health, when it hits the right amount of people and the
Mhm.
right type of people
The
or
right
whatever you want to call it,
demographic, I guess,
right,
right?
then it'll probably get addressed if there's any money left for anything, because
Right.
the way it goes right now, god dang,
Yeah, and that's a
but
whole other thing that'll cause you, mental health illnesses, me trying to understand the financial literacy, because it's a different language. And GP Man had a good stat too. He said less than 1% of the United States population goes into the military. There's no excuse for not taking care of our veterans, and I completely and utterly agree. Let me tell you something. My dad suffers from shit. You know what I'm saying? He suffers from that. What is that? Much housing syndrome type shit, where he thinks something wrong with him, or what is that called? No, not that.
um
Fuck, I can't.
no,
I
it's
can't.
hypochondriac or whatever.
Hypochondriac. Yeah, because if he finds shit wrong with him, right, he can go to the VA. The VA will tell the government. The government will give him more money because he found some more shit wrong with him.
Hmm.
So he's always looking for something wrong with him. Oh, he couldn't. I couldn't hear very good the other day. I went to the doctor and was like, my left ear is. I wasn't da 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 da. So I'm gonna see if I can get me about 5% more on my disability. Like, really? Like, and then, oh man, my knee was. I'm about to go to the doctor. Like, bro, why are you going to the doctor every other instead of when you supposed to go? You know what I mean? But that's because
Right.
it's a complex that has been formed because he's relying on the government so much to take care of him. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
you're going to the, I don't think that that's a good. It's like they'll put you on to where you have the excuse me, the housing system, the hoods. You know what I mean? The projects, right? If you make a certain amount of money, your rent is no longer free. So then you have to pay this ridiculous amount of rent for a 2-bedroom apartment in the fucking hood. And
Right.
then you know what I mean? Then you're back on the system because you can't afford that shit anyways. You know what I'm saying? So then you're back. GP Man said he served 8 years in the army. Sad to see my guys not getting the help they earned. And I feel you, bro, on that. And that's just a good example to them having the ability, the money, the resources, the information, the knowledge to be able to help people in the right way. You know what I mean? Like, but like to cure, like Nova was saying, to cure us would mean that's less money for them.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
mental health hits every demographic,
It does.
and it hits, and then it develops into all kind of other shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who knows, man? Mental health might be the root of what's wrong with all the shit.
Everything, everything, everything. Yep,
And
I
it's the
get that.
one that's just kind of like, oh yeah, we're not really gonna
Yeah,
show too much information, just bad eye at that shit.
they ain't even
It's
gonna
not
throw too
that
much
bad.
money at it.
It's
Right?
only
It's not.
crazy people that have something wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's crazy,
Like,
right? So, like, when you say that, like, 47.4% of adults age 50 and older. So, shout out to old man. uh, with AMI received mental health services. So, 50% of the people who are older, so 50% of the people 50 and older receive mental health services. Um, which is that's I guess that's a good thing. But it's like, so wait, you gotta wait till you fucking, you know what I mean, older to be able to receive the fucking help because your insurances don't fucking take care of it when you're fucking young. Like, I don't understand that. That's crazy how some of these stats are, because it makes sense, but it doesn't at the same time. You know what I mean? Um,
yeah, I mean, bro, a state-funded mental facility. I mean, we're not talking about a lot of money here.
yeah,
They ain't really nothing hanging up in the walls in these places. Ain't no nice furniture in there. Like, it's just a building, bro. And you go in
yeah,
there and whatever it is, like just like a health department or whatever. You know what I mean?
right.
So, I mean, I honestly believe until, and it might not ever happen, but until we actually focus on the reason why people do all the things they do, not because they're a drug addict, or not because they went and killed somebody, or not because they did this or fucking whatever in the fuck, right? Maybe if we found out why they did the shit,
Hmm.
but see, there you go, you're getting
Yeah,
the root of the problem, and then
problem
it cuts out
solving.
all the other
Right.
bullshit that comes along with it, and
Well,
that's a lot of money.
think about this, right? The United States has a mental health treatment gap of over 60%. So I guess, like, there's everybody with a mental illness, uh, there's a huge gap between the ones who are getting help and the ones who aren't. 60%. You know what I mean? So, like, that's a huge gap between, how do we bridge that gap to ensure that there's access to care for everybody? You know what I mean? Um, Tick says 1 in 4 people globally will experience a mental health disorder each year, according to WHO. And that's so crazy because they be causing mental health fucking issues. How many fucking mental health issues did they cause with that Slovit shit?
Right.
Ah, man, see, and that's
Right.
another man.
Mental
That's
health affects everyone, regardless of age, gender, or background.
mm-hmm.
And it's like, see, they tell you this, it's written down, but do people really feel like this? Do people really feel like seeking help is a sign of strength and not weakness?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think most people honestly think it's a sign of weakness
I
and
think
not
I think
strength.
it's like this though, bro. If you get the help that they want you to get, then it's help. Like, if you go to the professionals that they want you to go to, then yeah, oh great. You know what I mean? Like, you become part of the statistics with them and they can say that they are actually doing something to help somebody. You know what I mean? But if you're somebody like us who might be like, you know what, I'm gonna fucking go and see maybe a shaman, or I'm gonna get some herbs that's gonna do this, that's gonna do the same thing this anxiety medication is gonna do, or I'm gonna actually go to the beach and do some grounding and maybe eat some natural foods, and maybe that'll change my mood. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna try everything other than going to take the, you know what I mean? Put that motherfucking pill in our fucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if,
Most people don't have the. Most people just don't have the time. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I mean, a pill is so American. I mean, it's so fucking easy. It's so quick, and it gets
I'm
you through
sorry.
it. You know what I mean?
I'm
It gets you through
sorry.
it. You white knuckle that bitch.
I'm so sorry, man. This nigga Nova's on the roll. I get his joke. Y'all might not get that joke, but this nigga, America's just a big titty bitch smoking Newports, drinking 40s, popping fucking perks, my nigga. Like
Yeah, I
that,
mean,
man, is so
come on, man.
American. A pill is so American. Yeah, you don't have to lose weight. Don't have to work hard to lose weight. Ozempic's here for you. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like,
boom.
oh
Oh,
my
it
gosh.
started as a shot. Now we're about to make that a pill too. Shit.
Yeah, man, that shit is fucking nuts, man. And I completely understand it, and I I think that the more we do raise, we have a whole month of awareness. It's crazy, right? But we only spend 5% of the budget of the health budget on it, you know. And like I said, it goes to show because the head of the healthcare department is a transgender male. Um, overweight at that too. You know, for his frame and body work. You know what I mean? He shouldn't even be that big, but he's an overweight transgender male who, you know, you would think that okay, obviously they're not going to spend a lot of money on mental health because the person in charge is Joker. Okay, we got fucking Harley
Right.
Quinn. Want to be
It's not
Harley
even
Quinn?
taken seriously at
It's
all.
not, bro.
It's just
Bro? That is the, bro. Ain't no fucking way that a nigga that's 300 some pounds bigger than me or some shit. You know what I mean? Eating a fucking burger, getting a shot in his arm, talking about I'm healthier than you.
well, how is it this? How is it that the stat that I just read says 69% of people that have or that identify as more than one race
Mm,
are
mhm.
considered, and not just considered mentally ill, but they're considered SMI, which is severely mentally
Yeah,
ill.
yeah,
So 69% of somebody that identifies with being two different races or more
mm,
is considered mentally ill. But you're telling me that 69% of people that identify as a different gender aren't
hmm,
mentally ill. And so the
yeah.
son of a bitch that's telling us what we should do with our physical and mental health
Mhm.
doesn't, he's 69% of
Yep.
mental health illness,
Wait,
bro.
you
What
saying that
the
right?
fuck?
But people don't realize that mental health is closely tied to the socioeconomic status of your socioeconomic status and your race.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So like this is shit that we know. We know that our mental health is closely tied to our race, which means that's tied to the culture, which is also tied to the economic, the social economic statuses. You see what I'm saying? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like all of that is included, man. It's like a trickle down effect, and it starts with our mind. And I think that's why that's been the least thing that's been, you know, like why would we spend all the money building our brains up? Like when we did that, look where the government or look where the country went. When we had a brain,
Right.
we didn't have a Federal Reserve. When we had a brain, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
we was definitely a lot more free than what we consider it now, and it was a lot less stressful. You know what I'm saying? A lot less, you know, mental disorders or that you can classify as mental disorders. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we've
And
come
also,
so
I think
crazy.
that a lot of the
What up, Lisa?
a lot of the things that pressure us these days compared to the 1900s, right, was in
Mm-hmm.
1800s is that there's more things that we can't control.
Right.
There's more things that are just like bombarding the fuck out of us all day
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
That we, it's like you either got to deal with that or just not deal with life.
Yeah.
And I just think that maybe 100 years ago, maybe it wasn't, or even longer than that ago, but maybe
Right.
100 years ago, there wasn't that
You're right. I
because
think
like
100.
everybody is
Everybody was a lot
connected
more
in.
religious too. You know what I mean? 100 years ago, you're talking
Right.
about
So
yeah.
yeah, so that's a I hate to say it, but that's kind of like a scapegoat type thing. No,
It is
no disrespect.
no disrespect.
Um, but just saying like, that goes right along with mental illness.
It
or
does.
mental health or whatever.
Did you know that there's a trauma called religious trauma syndrome, a syndrome called religious trauma syndrome, that some individuals experience trauma and mental health issues due to extreme religious teachings, practices, or experiences leading to the condition known as religious trauma syndrome? Did you know that some of the crazy people that we locked up had these kind of syndromes, saying that
Right.
God or
Well,
the devil told them to do heinous acts?
think about it. Like, and I'm not talking about like all religious people,
Nah,
obviously, but I'm just saying like,
obviously, right.
if you look at Manson,
Yeah,
he was extremely religious, and he
absolutely.
has some crazy. And then the Waco, Texas dude,
Yeah.
Koresh, David Koresh. Like you go down the list, and it's like,
Bro,
damn,
that's
bro, like,
in the FBI calls it a almost like a guardian or a guardian angel syndrome, you know what I mean, where you feel, or archangel syndrome, where you feel that you can take these lives in the name of whatever, a spiritual God that you believe in type shit. You know
hmm
what I'm saying? They also say that religion is have higher rates of mental health issues, and some studies may suggest that religious individuals may have higher rates of mental health issues and depression, anxiety, and suicide due to the strict moral code and expectations. But let me tell you like this before elaborate on that. I like to also say the balance to that. There's also a balance to that. So just don't think that that's all that there is. That's just the dark side. That's just one side of the coin. The lighter side of the coin is that it will give you camaraderie, and there's a way that I'm not saying I know some pretty dope ass Christians, put it like that, and I know some pretty shitty ones. So it doesn't really matter about the actual religion. You know what I'm saying? It's
right.
just, but there is uh they are linking some mental disorders to the religious culture and what comes with it, because like we said, that's part of this the culture, you know what I mean? It's part of your heritage, or your or what we were saying, uh it's part of your culture, is a part, what did, yeah, GP man said it, I think. What he
Oh,
said.
culture is a part of your.
Yeah,
I can't remember what
yeah,
he
you
said.
know it. Yeah, I can't remember what the fuck that nigga said. Culture has the biggest effect on modern humans, right? So yeah, that's what he said. Sorry, GP man, I had to go back up to quote you, but that's just some more weird facts that because Noble was talking about, and I just wanted to transition off of what he said. um, Tick says also the responsibilities and the effort that takes creating a platform that resonates on a deeper level, especially around mental health. Yeah, I can agree with that. I think it. Nova had spoke about it yesterday about the main thing was trying to get people to speak up. Like we were talking about making people being vulnerable. How your vulnerability is a strength, and that you shouldn't have a problem, speaking up to get help, because 9 times out of 10 you're not alone. You know what I mean? Like literally 9 times out of 10 you're not alone. And like one in every
Right.
5 adults are affected. It-
Exactly.
yeah. So I think we should address traumas. We should address um all of it. For real, for real. I mean, like I said, this is May. We're almost up over the month. Friday, we got a new song releasing. Double Dog. We about to light the game on fire again. We got about 12 minutes left in the show, and to help out with our mental health, obviously, we would like to give you some solutions. You know what I mean? We're not going to talk about this and being like, "Oh no, hope doesn't exist," but it does. But hope exists, but it requires action. So you have to acknowledge these harsh realities, and you want to advocate for change. So, in order to do that, you're going to have to go inside of yourself. And there's a lot of things that you can do. Use Mother Nature as an effect, or as a medicine. You know what I mean? Self care is not selfish. Okay, you want to prioritize your self care and self compassion, and you want to improve your mental health and well being. Listen, you're the shit. Okay, and the crazy. Some people think I'm crazy because this is why I call people God. I'll be like, bro, you're God, and they be like, oh, blasphemy, and I'll be like, well, I mean, all I'm saying is that I see you as this all powerful, all knowing being, and what you're telling me is that you're not. You know what I'm saying? But I hold a lot of other people higher than they even hold themselves. Because and now to acknowledge that you are God would acknowledge that you have to change and that you have the power. But when you tell people they have the power and you empower people, it's a scary thing. You know what I mean? So I don't expect everybody to grasp onto that. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I do want to tell people to be able to see yourself outside of what you think you are, and to know that you have the power to change yourself, which has the power to change others around you every day, and it's a daily thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, people just don't need to wait until it's too late, because if you let so many things pile up and you get behind in so much of life, that anxiety and depression or OCD or PTSD or whatever, eating disorder, whatever it is not going to get better. It's going to get
No,
worse.
it's not.
And you're not going to even be strong enough or motivated enough or brave enough
Right.
to snap out of it per se and fucking get done what needs to get done.
Yes,
And
sir.
so then if you got other people, depending on you, or
Mm-hmm.
obligations that you aren't taking care of, and then people start calling, and then it's just like it just starts raining down on you.
Yep.
And so the only way for you to be able to keep that from happening is you got to take the first step.
For sure.
Nobody's going to come and grab you out of the bed and say,
Not at
"Hey, I'm
all.
going to help you with your anxiety."
Yep.
But
Yep.
you can go get some help,
You can.
and you could just start with just trying anything that you think,
Right.
except for doing crack, and drinking too much. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah,
anything that you think that might help. Like just fucking just get out of the house and just go for a walk.
yeah. And
Or if
maybe
you
you should.
live in an area where you can't walk, uh,
Exercise
fucking
is good.
yeah,
Natural.
like,
That's a natural antidepressant.
or take a
Technically proven.
ride to a park or something and walk
Yeah.
around, or to a
Your
mall or something and just
your
walk.
gut health is linked to your mental health. Gut microbiome. Your gut. So
Yeah, there's a documentary on Netflix right now called Hack Your Gut Health or something like that. And if you
yes.
watch that, you'll be like, oh, damn. A lot of this shit don't even come from my brain. A
Yeah.
lot of the thoughts don't even come from your brain.
Woo, bro, tell him, bro. Bro,
So if you
it's
ain't
like
eating right, and if you
it
ain't got the,
produces neurotransmitters. You know what I mean? So neurotransmitters linked to your brain. Yeah, he said
and if
GP's
you don't
man
have
funny.
all the, like you said, there's several different things that need to be present in your gut. And if
Mm-hmm.
you don't have those, you're not going to operate right.
Mm-hmm. Old man says busy hands make for peaceful mind and heart. I agree. And GP man said only strippers come and grab you from your seat to help you with your stress and
Right.
anxiety. Oh shit, boy. But yeah, gut health and sleep. Sleep is very important to your mental health. Okay, our subconscious mind is about 90 times more powerful than our conscious mind. So make sure that you are getting the proper sleep. And that's probably gut health is probably included in that too. I bet you it's all up in that documentary. What was that documentary called again, though?
I think I know it's Hack Your Health, but I don't
Hack
know
your
if
health.
it's
Okay.
Hack Your Gut Health or just Hack Your Health Gut Health Edition or some shit. I don't know, but
Hmm.
I've seen a few of those Hack Your Health things. But yeah, this one, man, it's like, I mean, I'm all about the gut health and all that shit anyway. I take prebiotics, probiotics, and all the
Yeah.
other bullshit. But it's like when you really start thinking about it, man, it's like you realize, oh damn, the reason why I crave a certain food
Mm.
is because of these microbiomes inside of
Yeah,
me.
inside of you. Bro,
And sometimes the food cravings are actually you need to eat that food.
get off your butts and get busy. See, hey, old man, you know what? That's crazy that you say that because we talked about how that yesterday, how that being like an older generational way of dealing with stress and anxiety. Remember, like Nova used to say how his grandpa would say and how my grandpa would say, get off your ass and do something then. You know what I mean? Do something about it. Yep, get off your ass and get busy. You know what I mean? Like that is that's crazy. It's crazy how you see, where they get the statistics from
You
actually
know
play out in
what?
real life.
Here's a good suggestion. If you are feeling anxious, depressed, or any of the above, just clean your fucking house.
That too.
Because at the end of the day, look, you don't even have to leave your house.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to exert energy. Your brain is going to see you accomplishing things, which is going to make you feel good.
Yep.
And then you're going to have a clean house.
I write music. I write music. I play. I let my kids distract me. You know what I mean? I'll dive into whatever they're doing. Like I'll let my kids distract me. It brings a lot of things in perspective. I guess the best way to deal with this is to try your very, very best to live in the moment that you're in. Absolutely, though. You know what I mean? Like, now I'm not talking about just a little bit. I'm not talking about, I'm like wholeheartedly in that very fucking moment. Like, you won't have it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or do it like an exercise. Maybe you can't do that
Yeah.
all day, but you can do it for 10
Right.
minutes.
Spot, just try it. But like, see, time yourself. But like, how long can I fucking be in this moment? You know what I mean? And like, literally be in the moment every second by the second. You know what I mean? As much.
Don't I don't catch myself thinking about this or that,
Right.
or what's gonna happen, or what did happen,
Well, a
or
lot
what
of
might
people
happen.
don't know that when it comes to meditation, that thought process, like we tend to hold on to our thoughts. But if we treated our thoughts like we're a rock in a river and the thoughts are the water and they just flow around us, just if you have a thought, think it, then let it go. You know what I mean? Let it fucking go. You know what I mean? Like,
Let
and
it go.
let
Let
it
it
go.
go.
There are hundreds of things that we can do to lift our spirits. We just need to do it. Exactly. And that is like literally 70% of the fucking job done. Like, if you just do it, then you be like, well, fuck.
Yep.
The other 30% just comes naturally. You know what I mean? But you're
Most
right.
of everything is just showing up.
Showing the fuck up.
You gotta show up. If
And
you
that
don't,
means being present in your own life, though. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
that, it means so much more than just being like, oh, like I'm here. Okay, like okay, I'm here.
Right.
But you could be here, but motherfucker participate. Like, you know what I mean? Show up and be present. I think that's some good, wise
Yep.
information we can leave y'all with. We got about 4 minutes left before we depart, and we send y'all on this hump day to conquer the rest of the motherfucking week. It's Mental Health Awareness Month of May, and we are here to empower you to let you know that you can beat that anxiety without a pill. You can beat that depression without the alcohol. You can beat this shit just with the help of you. All right? You the shit. Know that. You are the shit. Do you understand the odds of you being here is like you hitting the lottery every day for like a year? That's
Right.
the odds. That's the odds. That's the odds of you being here. So
Somebody was saying this to me, man, and they said that they were. I ain't gonna go into too many details because I don't
right.
want to like tell on nobody or nothing. But anyway, it's like basically they was like this. They were like, "How did this person become this age in life and all of a sudden need to take this thing?"
Right. That's a good question.
It just, like
Yeah. You're right.
all of like you
All of a
make it
sudden.
through to middle age, and then all of a sudden you need to take this substance.
Yeah. That's wild. That's a good, yeah.
And I'm not talking about like blood pressure medicine or
Yeah.
nothing like
Right.
that.
I
I'm
know.
talking about stuff that,
Mental health. Right.
yeah. So it just, it could be that the person put it off their whole life.
Well, they say that damn, there was a percentage.
Because I'm not going to sit here and act like, that
Yeah,
somebody
they
ain't.
say that people put it off for about, the average is like 10 years or some shit, 10 to 20 years or some shit. People put off their treatment for their for the mental issues. And that's just wow, that's on average, I guess. But yeah, I'm
It's
sorry. I didn't mean to
crazy,
interrupt.
man. It's
Yeah, I know.
crazy to think that people either wait that long
Yeah,
to quote unquote go get help
yeah,
or like there's something wrong with them. And I think maybe the person that they go see don't really know what's wrong.
yeah,
And so they're just like, well, it kind of sounds like this. Let's try this. And some people end up going on that route too. They try all these different medications. None of it works. Nobody really knows what's going on. But in all reality, the person never really trusted in themselves. They gave
yep,
up on themselves.
yes,
They gave
yes,
all power, all control away to everybody else's reasoning and
Yup.
thoughts, and they
You
didn't
know what,
never.
Nova? You're right. It really comes down to the perception that you've put in your brain of yourself. It really, you know what I mean? Like that's and like the bottom line is how do you? And you know what? I think that we'll make that the main question to leave people with to come back on Friday with when we're celebrating making it through the week. But that question that's the question I would like to raise. You know what I mean? Old man says he feels his best when he's outside doing something outside, and nature is definitely a all natural self mental health healer, and
Right.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, man. Shoot, when I go down on the beach, it's like nothing else matters. It doesn't even matter.
That moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I like going outside. I sit on the porch, me and my wife, and like y'all ever tried cloud bursting? You know what I mean? I try to burst clouds with my mind and shit, and
Yeah.
look at fractals in the sky and smoke joints. Like I'm at my most peace just doing some shit like that. You know what I mean? On some weirdo type shit. Like what the fuck are you doing? Some anime weirdo shit. I'm just laying in the grass smoking a joint, watching trying to burst clouds with my mind.
Right. Yeah. If you think about it, man, I think like one reason that like really beautiful places in nature help people to kind of like get back in touch with themselves is because it's such a like a beautiful sight
Yeah,
that it just kind of takes away everything out of your mind. And for
stimulating
that, maybe for only for that few seconds, you
right
just got
there,
a clear mind and you're
and
like,
you're there.
damn, look at that
And it
mountain
gives you
or
those
look at that
goosebumps,
ocean.
and the
Or,
goosebumps come over your body, and you can
right.
feel all warm and fuzzy, and you're just like, damn, that's a
Yep.
short
And
mellow
and
walk does
then,
wonders.
like when people feel that feeling like on vacation or whatever, and then they go
Yeah,
back home and they can't feel that,
bruh,
like
yeah,
are they doing a substance or some
or
shit to try to make themselves feel
yeah,
that?
yeah, or they do the scrolling thing to get those to try to get those similar
Endorphins.
endorphins.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know what I mean, and that's so wild though, and like we talked about though, we got the knowledge, the information, we have the resources to be able to change shit like that, to make it that everybody could work and get paid a lot of money and not have to be slaves. You know what I mean? Like some people like their jobs. You know what I mean? So that's something that we all should think about, though. I mean,
Yeah, man.
what are y'all gonna do for y'all mental health this Thursday that we won't be around to heal you or to so I'm just saying I'm just fucking with y'all, but we will be back on Friday. It is 2 p.m. I got my plants that I'm tending to down here, and then I'm probably gonna go for a short walk if it doesn't fucking rain myself, old man. But I wish everybody a happy mental health May. As we close out the month, though, we'll continue this discussion, and hopefully y'all join us to share some interesting stories, and be a little bit vulnerable with us. You know what I mean? Like we here for that. We was hoping somebody maybe come up to the stage and share a story that make us cry or something. That's all right. But we also got next month where we're gonna specifically talk about men's mental health, which will probably be will be a lot more fun.
At least we won't be
Oh
able to
shit!
offend anybody.
I
If we do.
know. Oh my gosh, man! I think it'll
But
be a
yeah,
blast, guys.
but we'll be back Friday for another live episode.
Yeah, we'll play music to help us through our mental states and our spiritual states, or to build up our spiritual states. We'll play music that will empower everybody to and end in celebration of making it through another week, guys. I appreciate y'all stopping by with us. DJ Crazy Man, you can play us out this baby. And shit, man, I don't think I got anything else to say. Oh, look out for our NFTs coming very, very, very soon. ThinkHighCrew.com.
Yeah, check out that forum. There's going to be some new articles on there soon.
Yes, sir.
We out of
See
here.
y'all. I'm giving you all of my love so you can visualize all of my pain. I scorch you with all of this fire, just to grow you with all of my rain. I'm giving you what I embody, cause what I embody is part of you too. But you must have forgot, somewhere down your whole road line, the program took over your truth. And this is why I came, to leave my legacy in flames. So pick up a torch, carry me forth, and let my light create the way. It's been too long playing slave. If I free this now, could we behave? Other than that of a creature that's trained. You wanna tame God, then capture his brain. Listen, a bird born to the cage thinks flying is ill, yet they don't wanna catch this cold. So now they're alone, cause the coop was flown. When that roof got blown, I shed the skin till the truth gets shown. Till that 10th gate open and we see that throne in a room where the gods are grown. Open your universe, immerse through this inverse, and see the path that we stumble on is made of self-hate. But if we valued each other over our different ways, instead of killing the strangers with hopes of better days, we would live forever instead of living for the grave. So show me your worth, what you bring in earth. Do you ever show love for the things that you hate? Do you ever show patience for the things that can wait? Man, show me your worth, yeah, show me your worth, what you bring in earth. Do you ever give something that you can't get back? Can you ever see the truth then lie about the fact? Man, show me your worth, yeah, what you bring in earth. Will it save and protect, or will it get paid and neglect the rest? Or do you preserve and respect what's left? Man, show me your worth, yeah, show me your worth. Too many souls walk around here front. You can have all that money and still have nothing. All of my small motherfuckers, show me something.
Yeah, fuck the Messiah, fuck the Messiah. Cause me, I know the Most High, and I know where that infinite dwell. So why would I go outside of myself and lie to myself? Fire and light all up inside of myself. Yes, I am God. They wanna separate everything great, tell me to wait on the savior of space. Meanwhile our people are dying and they just replying it's coming, just wait. The fuck do you think? I mean really just think. Languages play the OS to the brain, so everything spoken is framed by shape. You can give knowledge to a man, but you can't make him think. I am just bridging the bird and the snake. Further my verses get under the surface, the more I reveal what is under my face. I am indeed multi-dimensional, human supreme. More you connect with the words that I speak, just know I reside in the spaces between. So fuck your Messiah, fuck your Messiah. Cause me, I know the Most High, and I know where that infinite dwell. So why would I go outside of myself and lie to myself? Fire and light all up inside of myself. Yes, I am God.
So show me your worth, what you bring in earth. Do you ever show love for the things that you hate? Do you ever show patience for the things that can wait? Man, show me your worth, yeah, show me your worth, what you bring in earth. Do you ever give something that you can't get back? Can you ever see the truth then lie about the fact? Man, show me your worth, yeah, what you bring in earth. Will it save and protect, or will it get paid and neglect the rest? Or do you preserve and respect what's left? Man, show me your worth, yeah, show me your worth. Too many souls walk around here front. You can have all that money and still have nothing. All of my small motherfuckers, show me something.
Man, when we all stand up and say, show me your worth to these governments, we'll get some change. Until then, ain't shit gonna happen until people